guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. Recently, I have someone ask me a question, wondering why do we feel so lonely, right? So it's just interesting for me because I realize it's actually a common question people ask, just in various different language, right? So we are living in this world that is so stimulated, so busy, or so much going on. Is interesting. Like even after all the stimulation and things like that, people tend to come back home, and at the end of the day, still feel lonely. So anyway, I thought, since it's a lot of people's questions, so I will just discuss that with you guys. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, I want to talk about why do we feel so lonely. But before I start, let me share a conversation with you. The reason I share a conversation, a couple of days ago, I had a lunch with a friend, and then through the conversation, I was sharing her experience with her, my experience with her, because I say, throughout my psychic journey, I was very surprised or amazed to realize how connected we are in this universe, tangible or non-tangible. Like how connected we are, how we were born with the skill and nature that we are connected with things, with feelings, with, tree, animal. That's why you still see the evidence how the nature able to communicate itself, right? But somehow, some way through our, evolution or human-made evolution, we start to disconnect ourselves from them. So what I try to say is, somehow through the long history of progressing or evolutions, humans have a desire to rule. That's fall into power struggle. Because of that desire to rule, desire to be superior, therefore we start to disconnect ourselves. The reason we start to disconnect ourselves is because we start to think we are smarter than them, we are better than them, we are better civilization than them. You know what I mean? So that kind of mindset slowly put ourselves, isolate ourselves from them. So eventually we don't really know what they're talking. We don't really know what they say. We need to see to believe it. We no longer need to believe to see it. You know what I mean? So we start seeking for evidence. Scientists prove. We start to seek for things that can convince us, to prove to us. Therefore, we will believe it's there. So because of the process of evolution, eventually we only see to believe, right? So that is overall very different from how nature is. Like when the baby was born, right? They can feel, they can sense, some guy, the vibe is not right. They just know it. They might cry, they might laugh. They were born without a language, but they feel, they connected with the world still, right? But eventually we give them language. Then make them believe, no, we are better. We tell you this is what it is. We even give a word to it. Kids may be born not knowing what dog or cat is, but they know they are just part of them. They are no different from them. But then we have to give them vocabulary. Sure, it's easy for us to communicate as a human, right? But then we start to tell them this is what it is. And then there's nothing else. There's no other possibility to it. When it's dog, it's dog. We will continue correcting them until they get it. This is dog, it's not cat. You know what I mean? I'm not saying just you. I mean, I do the same too, because I too have kids, right? But I also realized during this whole process of learning, eventually we take away their nature ability to feel, to sense, right? So sure enough, you're like, why am I telling you all this? What does that have to do with me feeling lonely? This is a funny part. You have everything to do of why you're feeling lonely. The reason we're coming to become reincarnate, to be born, to come to this world is really, if you think about it, we only got one lesson to learn. And that lesson is to feel connected. Connected with the universe, connected with the nature, connected with the animal, connected with the tangible, intangible thing, connected with people. But we were told and trained to believe we are only here to connect with our kind, you know what I mean? So when we are left alone at home by ourselves, we feel lonely because deep down we fail ourselves. We cannot find the connection between our kind. But what we really forget is there are everything out there for us to connect to. There's nature, there is animal, there is those sensation and feeling that we lose connection with. You know what I mean? So that's why there's also religions, there's also your habit. What it is why you're feeling lonely is mostly because you were convinced you can only get connected with your own kind. So when you somehow, some way feel you fail yourself doing so, you are then left alone. You then are convinced by this society you are alone. Because that feeling of aloneness, right? Because I failed to connect with my kind. I cannot find someone to love me. I couldn't find someone to like me. I cannot even have a good conversation with any human being. Therefore, I fail myself. That kind of failure is exactly what creates the lonely feeling that you have. So anyway, just a little conversation that I really want to share with you is step back and really think about this world is way greater than we know. This world got so much to offer that I seriously believe we don't have enough vocabulary to describe them all. A lot of time they are feeling that simply cannot describe with any language we know. Why? Because our human brain had not developed that far yet. There are a lot of things we don't know. There are a lot of language that is there. We don't have to learn, but we just have it. You know what I mean? Because we can communicate with the animal. When we feel love, all nature will feel that. When we feel that kind of connection, everything around us would see it, sense it, whether it's tangible to you or intangible to you. So anyway, what I'm suggesting is instead of sitting at home and feeling, poor me, I'm all alone, you know, I feel very sorry for myself because I couldn't find a human being or humankind to connect with me. What I'm here to simply suggest is you are never alone. The reason of that is I witness it, I see it, I see how this universe are so connected together like a network. It's just too sad we human being cannot see. So if it's hard for you to talk to someone, to connect a human being right now, right here, then try something different. Try to connect with the nature. Try to connect with the animal, cat and dog, I don't know, whatever you like. If even those are a little bit difficult for you, try to connect with yourself, what you like, you know, or even pick up a religion, pick up a study, pick up a dance, pick up a baking, pick up something. Because remember, the reason you are lonely is because you are not connected. So now I'm simply invite you to come back and think about how can I be connected? That connection can create with anyone, anything, and anywhere. So if I'm too afraid to step out of my house and connect with any human being, where can I start from right here, right now? You know what I mean? So that's anyway. The thing I'm suggesting you guys to really think about, connect with something. If it being people is hard, connect with the animal. Connect with the animal is hard, connect with a thing. Connect thing is hard, connect with a habit. I believe you will find it. Once you start finding one connection and then you realize it's actually doable, it's possible, you know, then you can develop any possibility for you. Eventually, trust me, you will not feel lonely anymore. Because you will discover the very fundamental truth is you are never alone. So anyway, just a little thought I share with you all. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website ruowen.com. Till then, I see you guys next time. Bye!